Yes, now raise the wall of the bag enough. Look, let's turn the bottom part like this. By the way, I knitted 25 rows. We put triangles in those corners. Let's remember, look, here is another triangle point that I will give in size right here. 25 rows make 33 centimeters, make between 33 and 34 centimeters. Look, it's a pretty big, nice bag. Now we will make the handle part. After adding triangles to the edges after the base, I created my wall by knitting 25 rows in total. As I said, you can play with these numbers. You can make the number of walls less or more. You can make plays on the base. It's a pretty simple model. We knit our bag by creating a box only from the chain and handrail. Now let's do another finish after the 25th place. We had 5 chains that we drew at the beginning by making 2 chains. We make a loop by sinking into the third one. We slide it through the other loop. Now we will draw 1 chain from now on. After a chain, we will work single crochet by sinking into wide spaces of 2 chains, crochet 2 single crochets in the same space. We will knit 2 single crochets. We are skipping the handrail point here. We are working single crochets by sinking into the next box. We knit 2 single crochets in each box and proceed to the end of the row. In this way, we complete our row. Here we come to the end of the row. In our last box, we knit 2 single needles and we complete our row by slipping the first single needle into the top space. We go up by pulling a chain. We continue knitting single needles by sinking into the top space where the first single needle is. Meanwhile, we will draw a chain for the handle. Look, this is our starting and ending points. This is the part where we will now place it properly, in which square. We will start drawing the chain. I will look at this for the handle. Let's make our eye adjustment quickly. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 here now. Look, I will knit up to this point. I left 12 boxes, single needle on the right side. I continue knitting and 1 wide needle for each single needle. We will proceed by knitting single crochet, count again like this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, this point. Do I complete it with single crochet knitting? Yes, after knitting single crochet here, I will leave 13 boxes here and fix them by pulling a chain. Look again, you are love. I left 13, but this could also be 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Look, it will have reached this point. I am centering it. Now we will start pulling the chain. Plain, and on the left I counted 13 boxes. We will pull enough chains. You can take longer if you want. You can take it short if you want. You can adjust the cup length as much as you want according to your bag. I will now consider my chains as a matter of opinion. I'll pull my chain so it's even on the other side. Let's take a quick shot. Yes, in total I pulled 90 chains here. 90 chains were enough for me. Look, I measured it like this and adjusted it to the length you want. After pulling my 90 chains, look, I left 13 boxes here. I'm counting them right away. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. See the box? I'm pricking at the point, I'm pricking directly, I'm making frequent injections. Look, I fixed my chain by making single crochet in this way. Now I will continue with single stitch and move to the opposite side. I will pull my 90 chain and fix it with a single crochet so that the two handles are equal to the side here. I will continue knitting with single crochet stitches until the end of the row. After making the handle on the opposite side, we knit our single needles and proceed to the last point. After knitting our single crochet in the top half of the last single crochet, we make the slip by dipping into the top crotch of the first single crochet. We start the next row by pulling a chain again. Again, we continue by knitting single crochet at the top of the first single crochet. We continue to knit with one single needle in each single needle until the point with the chain. See here where the last single needle is. We sink to the point, we knit single needles in the coming. Here I leave the first chain so that it does not tighten, and I continue by knitting single crochet from the second chain. We have come to the Q part of each chain. We are proceeding by knitting one single crochet in each chain. Look, we skipped the first chain and started knitting single crochet by sinking into the other chain, that is the second chain, in order to avoid such lettuce here. Now we will continue knitting single crochet on each of the chain points here. We will knit the points with single needles. Again, we will knit one single crochet in each of the chain parts of our handle and continue in this way until the end of the row. After knitting the chains with single crochet, we leave one last chain at the last point. We complete this point by knitting the first single crochet, that is, by knitting single crochet on top of it, as we did in the beginning. By skipping the last chain there to prevent it from gathering, we knit the first single crochet. This is how we complete the last point of the handle, now by knitting it completely single crochet, again on the opposite side. By doing the same process, we come to the end of the row. I have now completed my row, see here. I knit a single needle by sinking to the point where the last single needle is, and here I cut enough of my yarn. I take out the end of this yarn, and at this point, this is where the first single needle is. I sink into the top space and pull my rope from back to front, and from the point where the rope comes, taking my rope down and tightening the spot, I'm closing. After that, this rope, I will fix it by hiding it. After hiding it enough, I cut off the excess part. In this way, we finished our bag. Look, you can leave it like this, you can also complete it this way, but in order to collect this mouth part, we will start from here with single stitch and now go one more row of needle from the inside. I just cut my rope and take it. Look, I do not insert a single crochet again into the point where I inserted the crochet hook. I make a loop by inserting my crochet hook from the next point. I fix my thread by pulling a chain, and I begin to knit a single needle by inserting it into the next point. Look carefully. We will start from this intermediate part of our cup. We started from here and will knit single needle. Then we will come to the chain part. We will proceed to the end of the row by making single crochets on the remaining chain sections on the inside, rather than the single crochets on the other side of the chain, like this. We also hide the short rope here, our initial rope. We start by hiding it. Now we will knit single needles. I will knit the chain parts until the end of the row. We started knitting our single needles here. Now at this point it is useful to show the turn here. Look, the single needle here is the point where we do not look at the single needle again. We will sink in the gap there. Look, we are sinking in the intermediate point there. We have knitted single needles. Look here, we are proceeding by knitting single needles to the chained point as follows. In this next chain, our chain points will be clearly facing each other. The single needles will be knitted a little bit, it will be clearer. We will complete the sleeve part by knitting like this. We will finish at the last point. We will finish the end together immediately after completing the row. We will continue. We have come to the end of the row. Look at the point in between. After knitting single crochet, there is already a single crochet here, and there was a point where we pulled the chain. Here we cut the rope enough, we took out our yarn. And to the chain point here, just as we did our rope at the end, we apply the same process here at the end of our bag. We move from back to front. Let's pull the rope from the point where it comes and pass it through this intermediate part. We have finished it this way. Now let's look at it like this. Then I will go around the short rope. Look, it is thin otherwise. Since it is a large bag, a slightly thick handle will allow us to use it comfortably. Since the bag is large, it would be better if the handle was thick. In this way, I completed my handle by knitting a row of single needles from the inside. Now I finish my bag by doing the same process on the opposite side. As you can see, we have completed our bag. It was a model that I liked very much with its dimensions and model. Look like this. I want to show it on the inside. I have already given you the size and measurements. Please see. It was very nice and very useful. If you wish, you can sew a lining inside the color of the thread. It will be even more useful that way. Lining can be sewn. If you wish, it can also be used as a mesh bag. Whatever you want, from a beach bag to a grocery bag. It was a very large and beautiful bag with very nice dimensions. In total, I used 2 pieces of spaghetti cotton macrame thread in our bag. My crochet number was 3. I wanted it to be a little harsh. I didn't want it to be soft. That's why I used size 3 crochet hook. I hope you like it and try it too. I wish good luck to those who will do it. Don't forget to like our video, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye until we see you in the next video.